Hi everybody, welcome to Jenkins Boat Works. I am Chuck Jenkins. In this video we continue working on our Yukon racing kayak. We have gotten some fiberglass work done, but before we could do that we needed to do some fairing. There was a few little cracks where our strips weren't exactly matched up tight, and a couple of places where when I had been planing I had actually ripped out a little bit of wood that caught the grain. And so the idea was that we were going to paint the entire boat, and so using some Total Boat Total Fair didn't matter that it's kind of a greenish color. So anyway, we're going to show how we do that, and then toward the end of the video lay out some fiberglass cloth, talk about that a little bit, and set ourselves up for the next episode, which will actually be mixing up our epoxy and wetting out the cloth and getting some fiberglass work done. So the project continues to move, and we're working real hard at it. We're glad you're here for another episode, and so we hope you'll enjoy this. If you happen to be new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing, and if you subscribe, click the little bell so you get update notifications when the next video comes out. We've got a lot of content on the channel, so dig in there and check it out. There is a playlist for this build. I think we are, I don't know what episode we're on, 10, 12, 11, something like that. And there's a playlist that you can click on either in the video description or a link at the end of the video. So anyway, we'll jump in and show you what kind of progress we've made. We actually got the garage door open. What wonderful weather we're having after such a miserable winter. I am going to use this Total Boat Total Fair. It's a two-part epoxy fairing compound. One of these is green and one of them's yellow and one of them's blue. And then you mix it up to a nice green color. And since we're not finishing this with a natural wood finish, it's going to be painted, I can use this. And it's very sandable. I've used this multiple times. We used it a lot on the Haven. I really like it. And so that's all good. It does not say on here cure times. So I did a quick Google search. At 70 to 80 degrees temperature, it should take about 3 hours, and then you can sand. But before you can put any finish, paint, epoxy, or fiberglass or anything like that, you should let it cure for 48 hours. So we'll need to go ahead and get this on here, and then we'll let it cure for a little while. We'll flip the whole thing over and do the deck. So then once we do that, we're just going to have to take a break and wait several hours before we can come back in and sand it. You don't have to be exact with this, just want to get close. That's probably pretty close right there. Pretty stuff. Cool color. I used a lot of this when we were building the Haven. It's good stuff. I really like it. All right. So we just start mixing this until it turns green. Turn it over, you'll see some little streaks of blue and yellow in it. You know you're not mixed. It says mix it for 2 minutes at least, which is pretty standard with epoxies. I've used a plastic spatula before on this. I like this metal. Based on previous use, that looks like about the right color. I don't think we're anywhere near 2 minutes yet, but we'll keep stirring it around. I got blue on my knife. I want to get that off of there. So that's how that goes. Just mix it up. It's awful easy to go crazy with this stuff, and I don't need to. I don't need to. There was one more place in here where there was a little bit of tear out. That's just a staple. Where it was a little rough getting a staple out. There's a little hole right there. Where's that other spot? Right there. Here, this, for whatever reason, I think this strip was thin. There's a big dent in there. So I'm just going to try to fill that. I thought about putting a piece of wood in there, and that would be a way to do it, but I think I can just come and bear that. Oh my, I made a lot of that. Huh. Okay, now I want to flip this over, but I don't want to glue it to these straps. Okay. Nice. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Now I'm just going to stick some wax paper underneath on these straps. I know how to do it, man. I got it on me. Could probably fiberglass over any of this, but I've got it mixed up. We're just going to use it. Okay, this is going to be the first time this is actually separated into two halves. So that's kind of exciting. All right, let's unscrew this up. All right, so that was interesting. I got the strong back out of the hull, flipped it over, and set it back up here on the original strong back. I'm amazed at how messed up this transom is. We have to clean that up. And I think I'm going to do that before I flip this back over on here because we really kind of need to get that attached. You can't see it. I didn't unscrew it from here, so that's part of the problem. I should have done that before I tried to take the whole thing loose. But quite honestly, it just popped right off of there. Curious to see how much the hull weighs. I was just shocked and amazed at how light the deck is. Yeah. Maybe 7 or 8 pounds. Huh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Super lightweight. I can easily hold it with one arm. We do have quite a bit of junk in it too. Okay, we're going to clean that out. I'm going to sand off the transom. Then we're going to put this over there and flip it back over. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, let's put it back on there. Very carefully. For the most part, I'm going to sand it off the transom a little bit. Well, that was easy. Ha! Nothing to it. Yeah, I had just moved this over on the workbench so I could maneuver that thing. All right, we're getting ready to do some fiberglass work. This cloth's been laying on here for a couple of days. That's just because I couldn't get a time window to be able to do the initial wet out and then a fill coat. It is now Friday night, and so we're gonna do our wet out now, get up very early in the morning and do a fill coat. It didn't hurt that this has been laying on here for a couple of days. It kind of lets the cloth relax. And I had used a paintbrush, a chip brush, to smooth the wrinkles out of it when we first rolled it out on here. I am using something new this time I haven't done before. This is an S cloth. It's supposed to be more abrasion resistant and stronger. It's a 4-ounce cloth. So we are probably going to double it up, but we need to get at least our initial wet out, our initial layer on here. Just feeling it, and like when I was just cutting it, it just feels different. I can't describe it. It's better put together, kind of. It doesn't feel like it's going to just fray as much. which is really nice, because if there's anything that's annoying about doing this, it's when you have all those little strings that are coming off and going everywhere. So anyway, I have left some overhang on here just because if we have epoxy drip, I'm okay with it just catching in the end of here. I don't want to touch this too much. There's a tendency to want to do that, but if I have oil on my fingers, that's not a good thing. You don't want any contaminant on here at all, because it'll screw up the epoxy's ability to set up right. So when I put it on here, I very minimally touched it, and like I said, we got the wrinkles smoothed out of it with a paintbrush. So all right, we're going to mix up some. I'm using West System. That's my favorite epoxy, and I'm going to use a 206 hardener, which is a slow hardener. I don't really need it, but it's what I have. It is 66 degrees here in the shop right now. I will expect that it'll cool down a little bit overnight, which is actually a good thing. So yeah, I'm going to mix up some epoxy and we'll spread it on there and see if we can get it wetted out. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.